Well, hello friends. I'm here right now at the Virginia Opera with Dinyar Vania, who plays Don Jose in Virginia Opera's new production of Carmen. How are you, Dinyar?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Very good. I'm very excited to talk to you today and to learn a little bit more about your character and about the opera Carmen.
Okay.
So tell me.
Shoot.
Okay, let's do it. So tell me about Carmen. What is the show all about?
The show, it's all about madness, I would say. Carmen is like probably the best known opera in the world. It's also one of the best stories of any opera that you can imagine. You have two leading characters who are complete polar opposites. One who is genuinely crazy, he goes mad very, very gradually through the course of the show, and then you have the heroine who is basically everything that every man wants and is not supposed to want all at the same time. So.
Wow, it sounds complex.
Yeah, it is complex, but it's a great journey. It's a great evening. You know, usually everyone that goes to see Carmen, no matter how it is, you come away with something. You come away feeling like you've been through something, been entertained.
Excellent. So, how does your character, Don Jose, fit into the story?
Don Jose is a soldier in the beginning of the opera, and he fits into the story. You first see him in the opening scene, and he's a corporal in the military. And after he meets Carmen, his sort of weird life flips upside down, and he's forever obsessed with her. It's instant love and sort of some kind of a dangerous attraction all at the same time, and basically that guides every choice that he makes through the rest of the story, right up until the bitter end, where he does a very, very bad thing.
Okay. So you have I'm sure you have some wonderful arias in this show. Or
I do. I have one really, really famous one, the Flower Song.
The Flower Song.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
It is basically it's Don Jose's big aria, and it's his explanation of how he feels about Carmen. It's his testimonial to her. In it, they call it the Flower Song because he carries the flower that she gives him in the first scene. He takes it with him to prison for 2 months, comes out of prison with it still in his hand, brings it to her, and he wants to show her that this one moment altered him in such a way that he kept this flower forever, and he wrapped all of his hopes and dreams in this flower. He's wrapped all of his emotions, all of his intentions, all of his love, what he believes is his love and his feeling, is all wrapped in this flower and what it symbolizes. And he tries to move her, and he tries to make her believe that he really loves her, and whether he succeeds or not, we don't really know. You know, that's left up to the viewer and how they take it. But it's glorious music, and it really is beautifully written by Bizet.
So, how did you get started in the opera world?
That's a weird kind of story. No, I actually went to school originally to be a percussionist in the orchestra, and my teachers heard me singing. The voice teachers that I was studying with heard me sing, and they said to me, you know, you should really think about doing this. And I didn't believe them at first, but one thing led to another, and it was one of those things. The more and more I did it, the more and more I loved it, and it became my main focus very quickly. And I gave all the rest of it, the percussion, everything else, I put on the side and started singing full time. And when I was 22, that was my major inlet into the opera world. I auditioned for the Associate Chorus of New York City Opera, and they gave me a job, and that was my first job in opera, and that was my training ground. I spent the next 3 years there as a sort of company member, and I spent 1 year there in the chorus, the next year covering principal roles and singing small roles, and then the year after that I made my debut as Rodolfo in La Boheme. So
nice.
Yeah, and did it a few times after that, so it was nice.
So how does it feel to play Don Jose? I mean, this great principal in such an amazing opera.
It's fantastic. He's one of my favorite roles in all of the with full lyric or semi-dramatic tenor repertoire, however you want to call it. He's a great character. He's very complicated. He has a lot of depth to him. He feels things not in the same way that normal people do. He's not capable of that. And you have to sort of embrace his craziness and his irrationality and his his delusional fantasies about what life really is like. You have to sort of embrace his anti-reality, and that, because that's what, in his mind, that's the only thing that exists, and that's what leads to his downfall.
So this show is sung in French, right?
Yes.
So do you speak fluent French, or
not at all?
So how does one go about singing, a whole role in a completely different language than they're used to?
It is, in a sentence, it is very hard. You have to basically, it takes a lot of time. You have to really study your languages. I don't speak French, but I can pronounce it, and that's where we start from. If you can pronounce a language, if you can pronounce the words, you start from there, and then you build it into your voice. You build it into your mechanism, your body, your mind. You learn about what you're singing about. You learn the words. You do the translations. You have to make it mean something to you. So you translate it into your own language, and then you say it in French. You recite it, and then you start to sing it, and then you build upon that. What does it really mean in French? Does it mean what the words say, or is there another meaning behind every single line? And that's how you sort of build something layer by layer by layer.
Very interesting. Okay, so let me ask you, this is the final question.
Sure.
Why should people go see Carmen?
That's a very good question. Carmen never gets old. The tunes never seem to get old. They come and go and come and go. Everybody hears them. Everybody knows them. Everybody recognizes them. Everybody loves them. Everybody loves the tunes in this opera, and you can, no matter who you are, where you're from, if you've watched any kind of TV commercial, you will know the music from Carmen. And not only do you love it, but you feel as if you can be part of it. And you can feel as if you can relate to it, because I have seen this, I have heard this in my real life. And that's very important. That's what makes people want to see it, makes you come back, makes you feel like you've really become a part of something, as opposed to just being in the audience, sitting through something.
Right. Right. Well, we are very fortunate to have so many great opportunities to see Carmen, put on by our Virginia Opera. It opens in Norfolk on March 21st. It'll also be in Norfolk on March 23rd and 25th. Then in Virginia Beach on March 28th and 29th. Then in Richmond on April 4th and then April 6th. And then it goes to Fairfax, April 11th and April 13th. That's a lot of performances for you, buddy.
A lot of opportunities to see Carmen, yeah.
It's great. Well, I wish you tui, tui, tui.
Toy, toy, toy.
Oh, boy. All right. Explain.
We will take it, though. We will take it. It is fine.
Explain to them what that means.
It's a very good question. What does that actually mean? It's meant as a sort of way to say good luck without saying good luck, but at the same time, it actually represents, more of a good faith in you kind of blessing. And so singers, when we're classical musicians, whoever, when we're backstage, whatever, you look at each other before you go on stage, you say toy, toy, toy.
Toy, toy, toy. Yeah. All right.
If there's a little bit of spit that comes out and happens to hit you on the face or the ear,
that's okay.
It's okay.
All right.
It makes it even better.
Okay, well, Dinyar, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Okay.